So I remember being on the bus the first time, the school bus, the first time I heard the Spice Girls. So this is kind of like a whole different scenario for me right now. Let's go ahead and get this started. What do you say? Melanie C. Melanie C. What's up, lady?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. All things considered, you know, everybody is healthy. Everybody is good. Everybody is safe. So yeah, we're in a good place. How about you?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I think sometimes it's more challenging than others. I have a little girl. We're trying to homeschool. It's like, but I'm trying to find the positives within all of this. And sometimes I'm doing better than others.
Yeah. I definitely understand. I don't, fortunately, my little sister is 20, so she's out of high school. But I'm just going to go have a drink for all of you parents out there who are homeschooling.
Big shout out to all the parents. I mean, what I've learned from this experience is teachers are amazing. I always knew that.
Yeah.
I don't think I realized how incredible with what they deal with.
Yeah.
So,
we say at our show, Kid Hoover's actually kind of been one of the big champions at our show in particular, but that our teachers are real celebrities. Like, without them, I still remember the one that made the most impact on my life, or one that made the sizable impact on my life really early on. Miss Cook, my kindergarten teacher.
Wow. And you know what's funny, right? We have the teachers we love that inspire us.
Right.
But then also, some of the teachers we dislike, they can almost shape and mold us and push us to succeed and prove them wrong.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Credit to them.
We are finding more and more the appreciation for our teachers. But speaking of, because not too far after that, 20 years ago, let's just go back real quick. 20 years ago, the Spice Girls really hit the scene with, music that just seemed to like change the way groups would be done as a result. What do you remember about that very first, like, whoa, we're on the radio, we're out here, what is going on right now?
Well, I think we've been together as a band for about a year, and we were kind of locked away, and we were rehearsing, and we had all these big hopes and dreams. We were super ambitious, totally single-minded. We were gonna do it. There was no question. But then when it happened, we were like, whoa, okay. And that first time you hear your song on the radio, or the first time we saw the video on MTV, it's dreams coming true. You know, it's like childhood fairy tale stuff. It was incredible, and it still is. You know, that never goes away. I love making music. I love performing. I love traveling, which none of us can do right now. But to have that as your profession. And, you know, it's not really a job, you know, it's a dream. So I still love it to this day.
I love that. It's not really a job, it's a dream.
Yeah.
What I feel like there aren't a whole lot of bands these days that can really sympathize or you can empathize with, like, as far as like the kind of mania the fans went through. Like, I can think of some of the K-pop bands, right? I think of One Direction.
Yeah.
In particular, those were some of the bands. But I think of Billie Eilish as a kind of pop duo. She and her brother experiencing some of the most extreme fandom.
Yeah.
What do you think she's going through right now?
Do you know what? That's so interesting, because I was lucky enough to see Billie perform here in London, and she was in a theatre. And, you know, already she'd outgrown that size of venue. So to see her in such an intimate environment was like a real privilege. But the one thing that really struck me was like it was packed, and it was predominantly females, and they were screaming for her. They knew every word, they knew every ad lib, and it kind of took me back to the
Did it really?
Spice Girls, yeah. And from that moment, I just kind of felt this connection. And I was lucky enough to meet Billy that night. And, you know, and we've chatted a little bit about, you know, what it's like. And it's incredible and it's wonderful, but it's daunting, you know. You're kind of, it's like uncharted territory. And for the five of us Spice Girls, we had each other. And, you know, obviously Billy has her wonderful brother and her family is super close by. But she's out there, you know, it's her name. She's the front woman. So it's, you know, it's a lot to navigate. It really is.
Yeah. One of the things that a lot of fans are saying right now, you meeting Billie Eilish, could there be a time? I know that you're finishing the album.
Mm-hmm.
Could there be a Melanie C, Billie Eilish cut on this album? I'm just for the fans want to know.
Do you know what? Oh, I would love that to happen. There's nothing in the workings right now, but we're putting it out into the universe.
Put it out in the universe.
Yeah, and see what comes back.
Because you know that's how you get it back. That's how you get it back.
Oh,
Billy,
that would be amazing.
Billy, if you watch it, let us know. What do you think? Aside from the fact that there is no touring happening right now, what do you think one of the biggest differences is from touring back in the late mid-late 90s, right? Mm-hmm. To what it is now? What do you see as one of like the really big differences in that touring experience?
The one thing that springs to mind immediately is your experience on stage. And because of these things, because of phones. And
yeah, because you're looking at people through their phones. You don't even get to see eyeballs anymore, huh?
It's crazy, right? What I love to do in a show sometimes, because of course, you know, your fans are there, they want to film stuff, they want to have memories to look back on. But every show in one song I say, right, let's go back to the 90s. Let's put our phones away. Let's all be experiencing something together that's never going to be seen again.
Right.
You know, let's make this moment unique. And when you do that, it's incredible because you realize, you know, we have the phones that we're looking through, people are viewing you through a phone. When they come down, a barrier drops.
Yeah.
And
that you don't even necessarily realize that you're holding up. Yeah.
And then once it goes, you are closer to the audience and you are truly experiencing something together. So, you know, although we have all this footage and it's great to look back on and show off on social media and show all our friends, we're missing something, you know? We're missing something special. So that's one thing. It's like everything, you know, technology. There's good bits and there's bad bits. But I tell you what, in the world right now, thank goodness for technology because it's keeping us all connected, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That is for sure. That is and right now, good Lord, I mean, you can't do anything.
No.
You can't do anything. And it is better to stay inside.
Absolutely.
But it is hard. Okay, we have to get to this tour. This the coming back together of the Spice Girls for this. I mean, it flipped the whole world. It sold out in minutes. Who made the first call? Who said,
let's do it.
Hey, I think we need to do this. Mm-hmm. Do you remember who had the first?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because we always talk. We always keep the dialogue open. You know, we've had lots of opportunities through the years. You know, sometimes it works out, sometimes it's not. The timing's not great.
Yep.
And there was an offer to do one show. And we were like, you're gonna work your butt off to rehearse for a show. You're gonna get all this company together. And it's like, what's the point of doing one show? And I think because we started talking about this show like it was gonna happen, it started to feel a little bit more real. And you know,
putting it in the universe.
Yeah, we put it out there, and Melby, you know, she keeps saying it. She kept putting it out there and kept putting it out there, you know. And then we were just chatting about it, and then we say, oh, you started doing one, you need to do more, you need to do this. And we felt, because, you know, the 90s is everywhere right now, in fashion, influencing music, you know, it's having a real moment. And we just felt like, you know what, maybe this is the right time. Maybe this is a good time to do it. And yeah, I think we just started getting excited about it. And I think like 4 shows grew to 6 shows, and then we had, I think we maybe put like 8 on sale, and we ended up selling out 13, and it just surpassed all of our expectations. We were playing stadiums here in the UK. We played venues bigger than in the 90s. We were just like,
come on,
it was
come
crazy.
on.
Yeah.
And you see, there was a video I think you posted of a packed stadium singing in pouring rain.
Yeah.
Like, that is love. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. We have these wonderful British summers. You never know what you're going to get. We were out there, and we had some beautiful nights, but we had some wet nights. And we had this like huge, like big semicircle that went right out into the stadium.
Yeah.
So we were out there. We were with the people, you know. So again, it was one of those moments where it was such a shared experience. We were all getting soaked, but we were in it together. You know, so it made for a really special night.
Okay, so I think we saw Emma Stone, we saw Adele totally freak out over this tour. Who was one of the most surprising fans for you? Someone who was like, oh yeah, I can't wait for this tour. Oh my God, I love the Spice Girls. Or, oh my God, Sporting Spice, oh my God. Like, was there one in particular that really surprised you?
You know, I think overall with the shows, what was incredible to see was there were generations there.
Yeah.
So we had like our fans from back in the day. So they were like, you know, in their like 30s, late 20s, early 30s. But then there'd be like young kids that weren't even born when the Spice Girls were around, you know. Haim came over with Emma Stone. So, you know, those girls are so cool. So to see those there was really great. And Sam Smith was at the shows as well. He was another big artist. It was amazing. I mean, we had the most incredible people there every night.
It was a pretty incredible thing. I have to say, all of us here in the United States who didn't have a plane or a ticket to get overseas were kind of bummed. And a lot of us were expecting, I'll be honest with you, we were all kind of expecting, no, they're gonna do at least a New York show. But that face isn't like that's not a, well, you know, sometimes you win some and you lose some. That's like a stay tuned face, isn't it?
Well, I like to keep the idea alive. And I love being in the US. We've done the most incredible shows over there, coast to coast. And I would totally do it all over again.
So just want to be clear, everyone who's on this live and everyone who's watching this, Melanie C just said that the Spice Girls are coming to the US in 2021.
You be getting me into trouble.
2021?
Yeah, but you know what's happening right now? You know, we're all having quite a tough time. So we're like, maybe when this is all over and things get back to some kind of normality, and once all touring starts rolling again, maybe it would be a good time for the Spice Girls to, you know.
Every boy and every girl.
Positivity, yes.
Yeah. I have to say, I was just listening to, hold on. Here we go.
We're having a little rave here. That's who I am.
Oh. Hey.
With what's inside. I love your moves.
How much fun are you having creating music, even now?
Just always. I've always loved it. Love performing, love making new tunes. This album I'm working on, you just played a little bit of Who I Am, which is the first single. I'm so excited. It's one of those times in the studio where a little bit like my first album, Northern Star. It feels a bit magical, like everything like is just coming together, and I've got so many great tunes, so many bangers. It's dancey, it's fun. There's some like real thoughtful lyrics as well, so I'm super excited for everyone to hear it.
There was when I was kind of just getting together kind of what you've been up to most recently. One of the other things I saw was this music video with a bunch of drag queens. And I mean, they were going after it.
Yeah.
What was happening there?
So it's been incredible. And I knew I'd my band, I've got to get back in the
You were like, you did the athleisure before there was a word for it.
I know. Crazy, right? I mean, I'm trying to convince my daughter I started it. She went, but I love it. And it's so good to like sportswear's having such a moment.
Yeah.
Being comfortable and stylish, it's win-win.
And so was there ever a moment where you thought, I should team up with an Adidas, I should team up with a Nike, I should team up with a, you know what I mean? And come out with the Sporty Spice, like the quintessential Sporty Spice. Like, especially now we see like Beyonce and Adidas. We see Kate Hudson and Fabletics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I would. I mean, there's been a few little opportunities over the years, but it's hard because I like all the brands. And I've kind of never wanted to go, well, I can only wear that brand, you know?
Right.
You know, maybe in the future. I mean, I'd love to do that. I do love my sportswear, and, you know, long may it rain.
No, that's right. So I just want to recap for folks who are just joining us. There will be a Melanie C and Billie Eilish collaboration on the new album.
You are hilarious! Oh my gosh!
Coming to New York, 2021.
You're going to get me so in trouble. The British tabloids, literally, they will be like that. Headlines tomorrow. I'll be like,
oh man! Oh, I do want to ask you because it is a bit of news. Prince Charles. It was recently reported that he did test positive for coronavirus, and I know what it has been like when we heard Idris Elba and his wife. There is kind of like this like hum and this like silent prayer that you kind of pray for them, right? What has been the reaction there for Prince Charles?
Well, I think what's been interesting about people in the public eye talking about testing positive and being ill, I think it just really makes everyone realize we are in this together. You know, there is no prejudice with this virus. You know, it can happen to anybody, which, you know, in some ways is a comfort, you know, I think, to people. But, you know, we had this amazing thing last night. I think you guys probably over there have been doing it too, but we were all, we had this thing, our NHS, which is our health service, our national health service. We all got out outside our homes and our balconies, you know, on the street and stuff, and everyone, we applauded, and people were like banging their saucepans.
Oh, that's cool.
Someone played a trumpet near me, and it was such a moving moment, because obviously, you know, those people, those key workers that are out there, you know, on the front line, and people keeping our countries going, you know, delivering food, looking after the elderly. It was such a moving moment to really acknowledge our thanks for those people.
Yeah.
And Prince Charles was seen out, and he was, you know, applauding. So we know he's fit enough to do that. So, you know, the thing is with the virus, you know, as we all know, it can be horrific, but there can be mild symptoms as well, you know. So we just all need to stay safe for each other and for everybody else.
Indeed. Thank you so much. It has been so nice to catch up with you and to see you this morning. What time is it there?
What time is it? It's nearly 5:30 in the evening.
And we just getting started out here.
Yeah,
all right, well,
it's a whole new day for you guys. Well, listen, I hope that soon we can see each other and we're not standing 2 meters apart. We can embrace and we can have a great time and we can play that new Billie Eilish track.
You heard it here, folks. Melanie C, Billie Eilish, Spice Girls 2021 in the U.S. Love you, lady.
Thank you so much. Mwah. Take care, everybody. I hope to see you there soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.